Welcome to the Roar Report. I'm Michael Wagenknecht.
And I'm Daniel Hinkamp.
Lindenwood men's basketball team took to the road last week for the Urban Bennett Invitational in Pennsylvania. The Lions dropped the first two games to New Orleans and Robert Morris and were looking to end strong against Stonehill College. Despite trailing by as many as 13 points in the second half, the Lions were able to close the gap as the game came down to the end. Tied at 72 and with the shot clock winding down, Stonehill's Amir Nesbitt would hit a deep two to retake the lead for the Skyhawks. Needing just a two to tie, Reggie Bass would find Anias Futrell, who fired up a three that missed, but he was fouled on the way down, sending him to the line. After hitting his first two free throws to tie the game, Futrell would knock down the third for the 1-point lead. Stonehill would still have a chance, though, as Morgan would pick up the foul on the drive. He would have two shots to tie or win the game. Morgan would miss the first and then misses the second here. The Skyhawks crashed the boards and tied the ball up for one more possession. It would be Nesbitt on the inbound. He would get the ball right back. He gets a good final look from deep, but he can't find the range, giving the Lions the win. Futrell would finish with a game-high 24 points as well as 11 rebounds. The Lions would out-rebound the Skyhawks 40-29. With the win, the Lions improved to 2-3 with a tough matchup with in-state rival Missouri on the horizon. After dropping their season opener to Kansas, the Lions women's basketball team has been on a surge, winning two straight, and they were looking to make it three when they hosted Evansville on Monday in what would turn into a thriller. We pick it up late in the third quarter. Cameron Runner of the Aces cuts what was an 18-point lead down to just three. In the fourth, Brooke Coffey puts the Lions up 5 with the basket, but then both teams would go ice cold. The teams combined for just 6 points, all by the Aces in the next 8 minutes. With the clock ticking down, Tamisha Dozier does some tough work on the boards to get her own rebound and sends the game to overtime. In the extra frame, it's Coffey who tells everyone it's time to go home, ripping the ball out of the defender's hands and goes up strong for the layup and the lead. Final chance for the Aces, Avery Kelly picks up her dribble and she's looking around for help. She'll find it in Dozier, but her mid-range jumper hits the back of the rim and the Lions hold on for the 71-69 win. Evansville's Runner led all scorers with 30 points, while Justice Odom led the Lions with a double-double, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Despite not shooting well from the field, the Lions were still able to move to 3-1 on the season. They'll now embark on a 3-game road trip, which includes a trip to Lincoln, Nebraska to face the Cornhuskers. The 8th-ranked women's wrestling team took to their home floor on Sunday to compete in the Lindenwood Duels. The Lions were coming off of an impressive showing at the Luther Hill Open, and that success continued on Sunday. 7 schools competed at the duels: William Woods, Eureka College, Simpson College, Quincy, Missouri Valley College, No. 5 McKendree, and the host Lions. After defeating William Woods 45-12, the Lions took on Eureka College looking for win number 2 of the day. Sienna Caruso set the tone early for the Lions with the tech ball victory over Kylie Bear in the 110-pound class, giving the Lions a lead they would not relinquish. Later in the match, Caden Condit just overpowers her opponent Natalie Tobuk, swinging her down to the mat. The senior is 7-3 already this season after picking up 9 wins a year ago. Condit was then able to get leverage on Tobuk, and after a few rolls was able to secure the point. Condit was not on the list of wrestlers to watch this year for the Lions, but after seeing this performance, she should be right on it now. Finally, Malia Keeney locked down the win for the Lions with a leg drop on Audrey Driscoll for another tech ball victory. Keeney would finish the day 2-2 in her first action of the season. The Lions would come away with 5 victories on the day, with the only loss coming to the 5th-ranked Bearcats in a tightly contested affair. This was the only match on home court for the Lions until the NCWWC Regional in February. They will next be in action this weekend at Missouri Valley College. Welcome to the Roar Report. I'm Michael Wagenknecht.
And I'm Justice Odom.
The Lindenwood football team took to the field on Saturday against Charleston Southern, looking to bounce back from blowing a second-half lead against Tennessee State. Both teams have struggled offensively this season, but their defenses have kept them in games all season long. That would prove to be the case in this one. Let's get to the highlights. With the Lions up 3-0 in the first quarter, Jalen Wesley would get the defense going, picking off the deflected pass from Bucks quarterback Rob McCoy to put the Lions back into scoring position. Cortez Jones would stretch across the goal line to add to the Lions' lead, making it 10-0. The Buccaneers switched to a ground attack on their next possession as Altavius Ison, who set the Bucks record for rushing yards in a game last week, would scamper for a big gain, putting the Bucks in the red zone. But the Lions defense would hold firm on 4th and goal, stuffing the rush by McCoy and getting the turnover on downs. With the offense stalling again, it was up to the defense to make a play, and that they did. creating a turnover on the fumble by Tyson Greenwade. Logan Seibert would knock in his second field goal off the turnover. We'll see more from Logan shortly. On the next Lions offensive possession, Jones would rush to the right side with his eyes set on the end zone, but step out at the 1-yard line. He'd get the rock right back and punch it in for his second touchdown of the game. The Lions were up 20-0 at that point and were looking for more as the half wound down, but a pick six by Trayson Fowler gets the Bucs on the board. The pick was Fowler's first of the season. 14 seconds later, Nate Glantz would scramble to his right and gain the 40-yard line before being stripped of the ball. Jacoby North scoops it up, and he'll outrace Jeff Caldwell to the end zone, cutting the Lions' lead to 6 at the half. It was 20-14. The Lions defense continued their strong game to start the second half as Jaden Patrick would step in front of the McCoy pass for the second interception of the day. McCoy not too happy with himself there. This would lead to another Seibert field goal, and he was not done there, knocking down 2 more to set the Lions' single-game record for field goals in a game. The Bucs had 1 more chance to score points, but as you'll see here, McCoy would fumble on the pass attempt, and it would be Kobe McClendon who would scoop it up to seal the win. The Lindenwood offense did almost everything right, doubling up the Bucs in almost every offensive category, but still struggled to find the end zone. Seibert did pick them up with his 5 field goals, which earned him the OVC Special Teams Player of the Week award for the second time this season. The victory moves the Lions to 2-1 in the Big South OVC, and they look to make it 3-1 when they head to Gardner-Webb on Saturday. Lindenwood men's hockey shocked the college world last weekend as it picked up its biggest signature win in their 2+ years at the Division I level. The Lions traveled to Madison, Wisconsin to face off against the number 9 ranked Badgers and pulled off a stunner on Friday night. On a Lions power play just over midway through the first period, John Evans would saucer a pass to Jaden Mercier in the slot, who fired it past Tommy Scarfoni for the 1-0 lead. The Badgers would answer back just 4 minutes later as they also connected on the man advantage as Gavin Morrissey jammed the puck past the Lions keeper. The goal was the freshman's first collegiate goal, and the team celebrated accordingly. Late in the first, the Lions were on the forecheck, and Ethan Zielke would dig the puck out and find Mercier flying down the center of the zone, where he again beat Scarfoni, putting the Lions up 1 at the break. Lindenwood would extend the lead minutes into the second period when David Gagnon put a shot on net that Scarfoni popped up for Alexander Lundman to swipe in, putting the Lions up 2. The goal was the first for Lundman as a Lion after transferring from Bemidji State. The Badgers would amp up the pressure from there and finally broke through in the third. Kyle Kukkonen and Morrissey with some quick passing to set up Rylan Mosley in the slot to pull Wisconsin back to within 1. But that was all the Badgers could muster, and the Lions were able to seal the victory with a late third period goal, breaking the hearts of Badger fans throughout Kohl Center. Wisconsin doubled up the Lions in shots, but solid goalkeeping allowed the team to play their style and find a way to win. The victory was the first for the Lions over Wisconsin and the first against a nationally ranked opponent. The two teams met again on Saturday with the Lions yet again holding a third period lead, but the Badgers found a way to equalize late and notched another tally in overtime to secure the series split. The Lions are back in action this weekend against Air Force. Following the road trip, head coach Bill Muckalt joined the Lions Den on the tower to talk about his team and the games against Wisconsin. Muckalt has the Lions flying high, and they look to build off the early success in Colorado this weekend. Coming up, Lions alternate captain Aiden Yakimchuk sits down with our own Elizabeth Boaz. Welcome back. Senior defenseman Aiden Yakimchuk has been with the Lindenwood men's ice hockey team for the last 4 years. Aiden got his start at Lindenwood on the ACHA D2 team in 2021, where they would go on to win the national championship. His hard work and leadership on and off the ice landed him the team captaincy in the team's first year at the Division I level, where he would play in all 30 games and would finish in the top 5 in block shots for the team that season. The following season, he would make a similar impact as a captain while recording the first and only hat trick in the program's Division I history in a victory over Stonehill College. Aiden has found success in his time at Lindenwood by using his 6'4", 200-pound frame to play physical defensive hockey and has always been towards the top of the team in block shots and hits. Despite his efforts, though, the team wouldn't find as much success as they were hoping to last season, which led to the firing of the team's head coach. This year, Aiden is in a new role as first-year head coach Bill Muckalt named him one of the team's alternate captains heading into the 2024-25 season. Aiden and the team look to bounce back this year, and they've gotten off to a hot start after splitting a series against the 9th-ranked team in the country. Our very own Elizabeth Boaz is sitting down with him to talk about his collegiate hockey journey and the season ahead of him. The Lions men's hockey team travels to Colorado Springs to face the Air Force Falcons. The Falcons are 1-3 to start the year, coming off of 2 big losses in the Icebreaker tournament to number 5 Minnesota and number 14 UMass. The Lions look to build off the momentum they have built for themselves this previous weekend after a 4-2 win and a 3-2 overtime loss against number 9 Wisconsin. The teams are 2-2 against each other in college hockey history, with both series being a 1-1 split. The Lions will look to continue their turnaround season with puck drop at 7:05 on Friday at the Air Force Academy. Also this weekend, the football team will travel down to Martin, Tennessee to play UT Martin in their final game of the season. The Lions are coming off their bye week after one of the biggest wins in program history. Martin is coming off an upset loss against Tennessee Tech. This is a must-win game for the Skyhawks if they want to stay in the running for a Big South OVC championship. But the Lindenwood showed last game that they can hang with any team in the conference. Have a great day, and we hope to see you out there supporting our Lions. See you next time.